Team D commented the following: as you look to explore English, don't forget that you have to make the shot. Quite frankly, he is right. We see that a lot. And honestly, English is one of the things that will make you go from a skill level 4 to a skill level 5. So let's talk about it. All right, so as you can see, I've got two cue balls, well, two object balls in this case, two stripes. I've got the 9 and the 11. And we're just going to explain briefly again what English is. So English is only side spin. So it would be left, something like this, right? When you can see the ball spinning like this. And then it would be the right English, just like this, right? All right, so tip right, tip left. You can go up to 2 tips on the outside, doesn't really matter. One thing that you might have not seen, we're going to let it happen this time. Here, I'm going to grab, well, actually, I'm going to use this one. So let's put the 11 there. You might not see a lot, but because we don't have a lot of distance, but it does happen. So what I'm going to try to explain to you now is that, first off, when you put English, so if I put left, this ball is going to spin this way, right? And mechanically, it's going to move the 11 the other way, right? So this is just simply mechanic properties. So when you put left spin on your object, on your cue ball, it's going to provide right spin to the object ball. So again, if I reverse the concept and I put right spin on my cue ball, I'm going to get left spin on my object ball, okay? Now that you know that, it's especially visible if you're shooting a full, for example, full left spin straight in into the 11. My 11 is going to get a touch of right spin. Now you might not see it, but it is there, and it will obviously affect the shot and affect the way the ball is going. So bottom line is, whatever you do, if you decide to go with side spin, don't put a ton or put a reasonable amount of it, because it will modify your object ball. Now the next problem with the side spin, we're going to demonstrate this one on the long way in the table. I'm going to use for that the cue ball. We're going to use exactly the dot that's here. Perfect. That way we know we are straight. If I shoot straight in with no spin exactly at the diamond, it's up there, well, the cue ball is going to be pretty much coming back straight at me, no problem. However, if I'm not putting that maximum left English, still aiming 100% for the diamond there, watch where the cue ball is going. Maximum left, right? So you can see clearly. Let's say I added a ball there to give you more perspective. I'm going to shoot it full. Again, no side spin, right? You see what it does. The ball is basically double kissing, getting out of the way. And now I'm going to shoot again, straight into the diamond, but maximum left spin. You see that? I legitimately missed the ball aiming the same spot. So bottom line is what's going to happen. Left English makes the cue ball go to the right side. Right English makes the cue ball deflect to the left side. This is what we call deflection. This is where it comes in handy when they talk about low deflection cues, for example. So low deflection cues is supposed to reduce the amount of skirt of the cue ball, okay? So if you have a cue on the cheaper side, or it's like a beginner cue, it will have more deflection than a high-end cue, obviously. Right? So all those low deflection, they are here to help you to not compensate as much when you use English. Now that you have that in mind, just remember, when you use English, use it very, I would say, very politely, right? Don't abuse of it. The cue balls are very sensitive to it. So when you shoot it, make sure you compensate well, because if you have a long shot and you're putting a lot of English, remember, your cue ball is going to deflect and you might miss your target. So anything that's more precise, hit it as much as possible with center ball. However, you can use English to your advantage. So let's grab a few balls here. Nothing too fancy, but let's say we have this shot, for example. So if I were to shoot this shot and just try to draw my cue ball somewhere in the middle of the table, right? For example, if I go straight draw here, like this, I'm going to have to force it quite a bit, right? It's going to have to be forced quite a lot. It's not going to move a lot. Now, however, if I did the same shot but with bottom left, I'm going to help the cue ball to go the way I want it to go. Well, I got a little unlucky here. Let me do it again. I hit the side of the table. Let's do one more. There we go. You can see how the spin is actually moving my cue ball further down the table. So remember, you have to use the side spin to your advantage, but an equivalent shot, if you don't have to use any side spin, do not use it because it will induce deflection. Deflection, you have to compensate, makes everything complicated, and that's not going to help you. So on the long term, try to learn to use English at the proper time. Don't abuse of it. Keep your ego aside and just play as simple as you can.